Hey y'all, I'm back with my part 2 of Organize With Me stamping edition. So I'm sharing with you how I organize my stamps. If you didn't see part 1, please check that out. This will make a lot more sense. In that video, I shared the entire beginning process, from cutting my paper down to laminating each of my sheets to adding a little tab label in the same color, which you can barely see but I like it. And then kind of talk to you through why I laminated each sheet and so on. So what you're seeing there is actually the laminated sheet with the stamp right on top of it. Without the stamp does not have the backing. So the stamp actually sticks perfectly to the laminating sheet. I threw away all of my backings. Now I'm just taking an inventory of each of the stamps so that I can create labels. So lots of people use a label maker for this. I'm not going to, for a couple different reasons. For one, I don't have a ton of label tape in my stash. And even if I did, I don't like the font on my label maker. It's kind of an old school one. It's not like the Dymo label from that kind of embosses. It's more of, it's kind of like a capital font that's really kind of boring. Anyway, personal taste at this point. I just decided to go in my computer. I did a test sheet. So essentially, I typed up all of the names after I took the inventory and wrote them all down. I typed up all the names of my stamp sets, and then I typed them in. You can do a Word document. You can do PicMonkey. I chose PicMonkey for this. I chose a cute font that I really liked. It's almost like a little handwriting font. I really liked it. I think it's called Shadows in the Light or Shadows into Light or something like that. All that to say, I liked the font. I decided to go with it. I played around with the size, printed it a few times just to see if the size worked, but I did it on like scratch paper or just regular copy paper so that I could make sure before printing it on my actual sticker paper. Now, the sticker paper that I'm using for the labels there are these Avery, am I saying that right? No, they're Avery. I get that confused. They're Avery sticker sheets, but they're actually like considered labels. So they're 8.5 by 11 labels or shipping labels, I guess. But I just use them as sticker paper, and I've always used that brand for different things that I've created, such as like little tiny text words and stuff like that. So all that to say, I am going to go ahead and cut down my rectangular labels at this point. You can use a label maker if that's easier for you. It probably is a lot easier, and you'll get the same size and the same shape every single time. But I really love the way this turned out because I got to pick my font. It was pretty cost effective because the majority of my labels fit on one sheet of sticker paper, and it's not going to come off. And label maker sticker paper works pretty well too. So I did actually try to remove one just because I had messed up and I was not able to remove it. So just so you know, if you're using sticker paper, it's not going to come off even off of the laminated sheet. So I'm just placing all of the labels in the left-hand corner, the top left-hand corner where my tab is, and watch part 1 so you can find out what I ended up doing for that. And then I'm sticking them into the Avery pockets. Now each one of the backing, I guess, for the background for each of the stamps are about 5.25 by 7.25, and that fits perfect into the pockets. So I'm going to continue doing that. After I'm done with this, I'm just going to quickly grab my bins. I do have 2 bins that I've bought. Actually, I bought a while back, and I had them in my stash because I thought that I would use them for my like pantry reorganization and my fridge reorganization. But I actually ended up just deciding that I wanted to use them for this project. So I don't know the name of them, but I know that I got them from Marshall's, and I also know that they had a ton of them there. And they're about 6 by 9. So you'll see those here in just a bit whenever I start to actually place these pockets or the finished product into the bins. I actually ended up only having to use one bin. I know that I had about 50 of these pockets slash pouches, maybe a couple like shy of that. And I fit them all into this one bin. So it's about 50. The other bin, I'll probably fill up about like a quarter to halfway once I get some more of the pockets in and once I complete this project. But I really love the way this turned out. Now, I will mention I did not add separate tabs for each of the categories. The reason I didn't do that is because the colors, they're color coded. So I know what the colors stand for. I don't have a ton of different categories, so it's not going to confuse me. And I like how uniform it is without having an additional, like, I guess, tab towering over all of the stamps, if that makes sense at all. So I love that the color just kind of spoke for the categories, and I love the way that these colors turned out, just the blush and the pretty pinks. And then I have some creams and some whites mixed in on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.